Starting from this day forward, May 21st, 2025, I will make it my life's mission to get to 2000 ELO in this specified time. By May of 21st of 2026, I will be 2000 ELO. This channel is meant to document this journey. Now, the obvious question is, how will I get there? How will I rapidly improve at chess in such a short amount of time? Well, the answer is a mixed bag of training. You see, I've been well prepared for this endeavor. Ever since 2020, I've been studying the different ways that people have gotten better at chess, whether it be from grinding out puzzles, grinding out rapid games, or studying mastery games. I've looked at it all. Now, this was probably only 2020, I haven't really been playing for years. I've just been playing for the past year, 2020, mid-2024 to now, which is about a year, and about a year from like mid-2020 to mid-2021. So I've been playing chess for about 2 years, and I've gotten to like 1400. There are 3 things that I think that every great chess player has, at least that I've seen. One is an insane amount of pattern recognition. If you look at a lot of top masters or top players, they can see a really hard position and instantly know what to do, or a really hard puzzle and instantly know what to do. And this is because they've played so many games, looked at so many positions, that they instinctively, just by sheer pattern recognition, can recognize the right solution. And you only really get this through playing an absurd amount of games, or doing an insane amount of puzzles. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing at least 100 puzzles a day, and I won't just be grinding them out like one after the other, but I'll actually take my time with each one, look at them, and try to get better at it, and I'll document this for everybody to see. Next is strategy. Now, it may be the case that I can recognize that somebody has committed a blunder or an obvious tactical mistake, but what about when the position is closed? Whenever you don't really know what piece to move, whenever you don't really know when to launch an attack on the king, or how to string an attack together. This is what I call strategy, or positional skills. And this comes by not only playing a lot of games, but also learning. Learning from YouTubers, learning from chess books, learning from past mastery games, and learning from your own games, the mistakes you made. Learning what plans work, what plans don't, and knowing what direction to take the game. For this end, I will be analyzing mastery games constantly, from Capablanca to Fischer to Steinitz and Magnus. I will look at each position, think really hard of what I would do in the position, use the engine, see why it wouldn't have worked, and why I would have blundered all of my pieces away, and then reevaluate my situation and try to improve. I'll be doing a combination of engine analysis, watching instructional YouTube videos from YouTubers like Gotham Chess, Eric Rosen, and reading some other chess books, and also chess.com lessons, just to improve my sense of strategy and positional understanding. Finally, the third thing that I believe all great chess players have is a great sense of calculation, the ability to see the pieces and board in your head and to be able to calculate far into the future. And bonus points if you can do this in a fast period of time. You could be launching an attack on someone, but you don't really understand if your attack will work or not, or if your sacrifice will work. If you can accurately, and in a fast period of time, calculate the moves that you need to make and evaluate whether it works or not, then you can gain very advantageous positions, or even win games by sheer calculation. It also helps to be able to visualize the board clearly in your mind, and this is another reason why I believe a lot of top chess players can play blindfolded, because they have a great sense of visualization and spatial intelligence. So for this end, I will be doing puzzles, and on some of them, I will close my eyes and try to mentally imagine all of the pieces, and I'll try to calculate from start to finish what moves work and which ones don't. I'll try to work on making the board feel real in my mind and getting the correct results and double checking after. So these are the 3 things I will do to become better and reach my goal at 2000. Now I think you should get an accurate look at the work I've done so far. Here are my games. I'm going to show you the games that I've had so far to get to the rating of 1370 on chess.com. So you can evaluate where I started and compare that to where I finished. I'll also probably be using this video as comparison, the first ever video for whenever I reach my goal and make my final video. Something to know about me, I like to start with e4 primarily. He played a Scandinavian. I just developed. My goal is to try to get my pieces out as quickly as possible. I didn't realize that I missed this, so he blundered a tactic, which allowed me to pin his queen to his king and win. And from there, it was just a matter of taking pieces. It was just against a 600 until I won. Pretty easy. The next game was a slight bit harder, but still very manageable against the very honorable 75 miles per hour. Developed all of my pieces, got my bishop out, castled, brought my rook to a great square, and right here, just a few trades, and he made a mistake right here that pretty much just allowed me to take up this pawn. He took the bishop, I traded the queens, and right here there was a tactic that he blundered, which allowed me to take both of his rooks. Right here he gave me, or he tried to take this, and I just weaseled my way out of it, and I went for this check instead of taking this rook. The reason being because if I took right here, after he moves and I take, there's a continued attack on this knight. I actually didn't see it was trapped, but I knew at least that if it wasn't trapped, he'd have to move back. Okay, right here we play this black again against an 1100. King spawn position, so I was a little bit more happy. I played this f5. This move is pretty terrible, but I just play it all the time. Basically, he took right here. I just continued developing my pieces. I centralized my knight. He took, I took back. He did this maneuver. Now looks kind of scary because he has 2 passed pawns near my king, or 2 pawns near my king, and this queen right there. But it wasn't that scary. I just moved over to the F file. He did this maneuver, and I did this maneuver. So that pretty much, if he takes, my idea was that I can take back either with here or with here, probably here to get a rapid development of my pieces, and if he takes again, then I can just take right here, and then it's protected by this bishop. And I also just want my queen around for defense, so it isn't really as scary as it looks. So pretty much he streaked back in the center, I took, he did this maneuver, and right here I kind of felt very confident about this position, just because, well, you're about to see what I did, but takes. Right here I envisioned this position, where I'd have 2 pawns in the center. Right here I thought it was pretty good because he can't develop this way, he has to develop this way. What else did I see? I saw that if I moved this pawn right here, this rook would be open. I saw that I can rapidly develop right here, maybe bring a rook out, and then maybe these pawns can travel a little bit forward. So as you can see by the engine, I'm still winning, but not as much. It wasn't a good sack, but right here I think it was okay. And it turned out to be great. I moved this pawn right here, so he can't move this knight here at all, and his knight is basically stuck unless he wants to come here. So I took another piece. I gave this check, I took another piece. Then right here, I tried to win the queen, but it wasn't working out. There we go. And I just started trading all the pieces and material off until I won the game. Right here was another game against a 1200 that ended kind of quickly. So pretty much, my favorite opening ever is a King's Gambit. I play it almost every game as white, and I know my favorite variation is a Bishop's Gambit, but right here I played the King's Knight Gambit. Right here I was just rapidly developing. I didn't want this maneuver, so I just flung this pawn out. Right here I noticed he was doing a lot of pawn moves while I have a little bit more of development. And I pushed this pawn to grab up more space and so that he can develop this way. And right here, these pawns are blocking, so I noticed maybe it would be hard for him to develop his knight. And this bishop, if he develops this bishop this way, these pawns would be in front, and then it's kind of hard for him to develop his knight. So right here, just developing more pieces. Right here, I centralized because I wanted to trade this off and get another piece active. Or I was thinking that if I were to take and then he were to take, I would have this move, and he can't take right here because of this knight, and then maybe it's good. I don't know. I didn't think it was a bad move. Right here, I just prevented him from kicking my knight out. Right here, he applied pressure this way. I just took this piece. I took right here, and I was doing pretty good. I had a good position, and he just blundered everything right here. It's kind of interesting. Maybe it would have been more of a fight, but yeah, it wasn't too hard after this point. Okay, this is probably the most instructive game because I actually drew this one. This guy asked for a rematch, and I thought, man, I just killed him the first game. I can probably do it again. And right here, whenever they play this opening, the bishop's opening, I always like to do the Calabrese counter gambit, which is terrible, but I play it. So pretty much right here, the idea is you basically want to kick that bishop out and develop a nice center, like almost a reverse King's Gambit. And just rapidly develop my pieces, go back. He's kind of aggressive. I wasn't really flinching. Just develop my pieces, centralize my knight, castle, rapid development. I moved back. Nothing was really that hard. Moved my rook to a better square. What did I take right here? I took right here because if he were to take back, then I would just move this knight and then it would be pinned. And also well, actually I didn't want to really open this file because I didn't want this rook to target my king, but oh well. So right here he recognized that pretty much if he took, then his queen would have been lost. So he just castled instead of retaking. Then I moved here just to resume the same attack. He moved back. I came right here to further attack the queen. and he did this move. Now things were going great for me right here. 6 points up. I was attacking his queen. My knight was in a good position. I'm up material, and all my pieces are literally active and playing a role. So I got kind of confident. I wasn't thinking too much about this move. I played this move, a huge blunder, lost over 4 points of material. I was just thinking I'm retreating, I'm resuming this attack, but I forgot that he can actually take because this is pinned. So I couldn't take back, and I just lost a piece. So I did this maneuver, this bishop sack, so that I can take right here. Although I didn't realize this leads to a queen trade. And I'm still up material, so this isn't really that bad. And I just try to really win an endgame really fast. So I trade off the pieces, and right here I think I'm really golden. But it turns out that bishops can be very strong in endgame, so with these two passed pawns, or these two pawns, this king right here, these pawns preventing my pawns from rapidly moving forward, and this bishop centralized, it was really, really difficult to win. And yeah, it didn't go too well for me. I only had a minute left, so I was doing very bad in the endgame. And yeah, I pretty much lost. 14 seconds on the line. 14 seconds. And he stalemated with 3 minutes on the clock. So anyways, that was an example of why you should never be impatient or hubris. You shouldn't be too confident, too cocky. You know, just because I beat this person or you beat this person and you're having a pretty easy time doesn't mean that you can just relax ever. You have to always be focused and serious. So that was the lesson I got from this game. Right, then there's this game I'm really proud of. I was playing at 1300, and I was going with my King's Gambit, like setup. Pretty much just developed the pieces, nothing was going bad, except I think I made a mistake here. What was this move? Yeah, apparently here was a mistake. I lost pretty much a point of advantage, but it didn't really matter. I had this setup so far with a really big attack, like maybe I could come here with an attack right here, here with an attack right here. I guess he didn't realize that, but I basically just rapidly developed my pieces, just to let him damage my structure for the sake of development. And right here I saw an opportunity to come right here and take either here, and I took it. Right here I gained a pawn, and right here I was really struggling. Right here you can, for here I was just like, maybe I can castle. I knew he couldn't take, but just increase the pressure along the king. Apparently I was doing a very good job here, according to the engine, but at the time I didn't know it was, I was playing this well, I guess, here. And I was panicking because I thought my attack didn't lead anywhere. I was just moving things around. Right here, I was very scared because I didn't know if this attack would lead anywhere, and I only had 10 minutes, but right here he blundered, he forgot there was a pin there, and from here I did a brilliant move, I think actually two. Yeah, I did two brilliant moves in a row, which is pretty cool to me. But pretty much right here, I noticed that if I took this, then I would take he would take back with the pawn, I would take here, and then once he moves right here, it would be mate, because he has nowhere else to go, and then this would give the check. But I couldn't do that because he just moved this knight over here, so I can't sack the rook. So I sacked this rook, so that after he took back, I could sack this rook, so that after he takes back, I can give this check and then mate him, which I thought was a pretty cool combination. Right, so just rapid development and a kingside attack. I love when games end short. I like when I do a lot of sacrifices and playing aggressively. In the last ever game, take a look at this. 18 moves and 99% accuracy. I literally played like an engine this game. So, in this game, I played literally perfect. I played my best ever game I've ever played in my life of chess. Granted, it was against 1200, but I digress. So right here, we're just developing normally. Castle, just move our rook to a nice place. Right here, just flung this a-pawn out to prevent this. Then right here, he basically did this maneuver and forgot that this knight had a job. It was defending this pawn, so I took. He did this move, maybe to strike back in the center, but I struck back in the center myself. He did the same thing, and I recognized this idea where I can come right here And pretty much if he doesn't take, then I can move back with a double check and maybe cause complications. And if he takes, then pretty much I'll lose 2 pieces, but I'll get a rook in compensation. This isn't the greatest trade because you'd rather have 2 pieces than a rook, but in this case I was about to lose something. Wait, was I? Let me see. Oh, no. But in this case, if I were to sack this, then I can pretty much just take here and I'd be up a piece. So I sack these 2, right? Because otherwise, if I were to have just retreated, then moved back, I would have been basically forced out of the position, or kind of like he'd basically get more space. So I might as well trade an equal amount of material. Right here we're even, and at the end of the day I won a piece. Right, I just took, I basically supported this pawn and pushed this knight out, and took, and got this knight out, and took this knight, and right here he abandoned the game. In exactly a year, on May 21st, I will get to 2000 ELO. I'll work very hard to get it. Right now, I think I'm a natural 1400, although I may be somewhat higher because I did a lot of studying, probably like 2 or 3 weeks of studying. Alright, so let's see where this journey goes and how good of a player I'll be in comparison from today to then.